Oh man, so many of you come up with some really informative stuff, and I do appreciate it. I truly do. But it turns out Chicago is a sister city to Paris. Chicago, San Francisco, New York, and D.C. are all sister cities to Paris. Paris is got to be one of the most steeped in evil cities on the face of the earth. It absolutely is. And when we look at the layout I showed you guys the other day, from Notre Dame over to the palace, the royal palace where the Louvre Museum is, the pyramid, where they have the crown of thorns now. And when you travel down this main thoroughfare to the other end, you go literally from that pyramid at the Louvre. Okay, so you're going from a pyramid, then you're passing right by a very, very authentic obelisk. Then you're going through a giant monstrosity of an Arch of Titus, basically, is what it is. I mean, what drives someone to build something like that? Think about this. Those are people up there. This thing is a monster. Why? They're building memorials to their god. And at the other end of it all, it winds up at this craziness. All right? This is at the other end, through that, all the way to that, down the other end of the boulevard there. That's what is literally going on here. From the pyramid to the giant portal. And what I found out was just really crazy. You gotta see this. Now, Chicago, I told you, they have a piece of the crown of thorns too. So I like maps, and I'm really looking for a map that works like Google Earth that isn't Google Earth. But this is downtown Chicago, Millennium Park, right down the street from that cathedral. What do you see there? I see a Leviathan, basically, is what that represents, with a serpent coming out, okay, to an egg. Easter egg. Except this is a serpent egg, like a cockatrice. And this is a serpent. I mean, right in your face, people, they do this. And that serpent basically is acting as an umbilical cord as well to this creature, whatever they have deemed it. They're still working on it for years. And when it's done, I guarantee you it'll be some creature. And when somebody points it out, they'll be called a nutbag. That's not a giant creature. That's not a serpent going into a giant cockatrice egg. No, not at all. You see what I'm saying? Paris's sister city, Chicago. Now, check this out. In my quest for a better map, one like Google Earth, I was looking around, searching through the internet, and I came across this map that shows you where the sun rises and where the sun sets on any given day in any given place, right? This is a map of Paris. It is literally this right here. And I hope you can see this. This is where the pyramid is, right down here. That's exactly where the pyramid is. The obelisk is right here. The giant arch is right here. And that portal is down here. It's about 5 miles between the two, okay? Now, get a load of this. We know that this week, right, is like Beltane. It's a huge satanic sacrificial rituals going on everywhere, fertility rituals, and blood sacrifice, fire, okay? And May 1st culminates on Beltane. And remember that these holidays, much like the Jewish holidays, begin and end at sunset. So in April 29th sunset to April 30th sunset is the Walpurgis. From April 30th sunset to May 1st sunset is the Beltane. Huge fertility holiday and fire festival, okay? It must have human sacrifice to re-verify the land by fresh blood in divine kinship. Okay, this is what's going on. This map right here, this is the sunrise, and this is the pyramid inside this red circle. And this is the main thoroughfare. There's the giant arch right there, and the other portal is right over here. The obelisk is right here. And this is where the sun will set on May 1st. This, you just can't make this stuff up. Boom. At 21:05:59. And I have 21:06 right there. And it lines up perfectly. So in other words, that sun on May Day will be peering right through this. You'll see that sun right there. And it'll run right up this boulevard, right up through the giant arch, right on past this Egyptian obelisk, and right up to the pyramid, which is now housing the crown of thorns. Okay? And there's so much we can go through, you guys. The very site of where all this is occurring, Paris is so steeped in just ancient satanic occult beliefs. It's amazing, you guys. The Knights Templar, all of it, Paris, France. And let's not forget, May 1st is also the birthday of the Illuminati. May 1st, who, by the way, were responsible for the French Revolution. And this ties into the American Revolution, the 1776. Remember how our little gargoyle friend in the Denver airport was telling people that he was 243 years old? Just happens to be exactly the same age as the United States and the Illuminati. That's just, you know, a coincidence. They're just making fun of you is all they're doing, and they're doing it as they literally steal your soul from you, your eternal soul. I have no idea when or how this will play out, but these types of things don't come across our paths and aren't revealed to us for no reason. I can't find anywhere where it tells us that this purposely lines up right on May Day. A perfect lineup on May Day, which is also, it's Labor Day in France. And you have all these protests basically burning up the city. I mean, seriously, we just had the Queen's 93rd birthday yesterday, which the number 93 in and of itself is a story. We could just go on and on and on, but the bottom line is you're in a spiritual war, manifesting into the natural world. If you're not aware of it, if you don't even know that you have an enemy that is vying for your eternal soul, you understand? It matters. Then you will fall prey to it. So, here we go. I mean, this whole week is just majorly satanic. And all these things culminating together like this is just bizarre. The French Revolution, the Illuminati. You know what else was born on Beltane? This is true. 1966. The Church of Satan. And there's our buddy John Kerry with Anton LaVey. Isn't that just something? The Church of Satan was literally born on the eve of Beltane. And they do that on purpose. From sunset to sunset. And this lines up perfectly on that day. That is crazy to me, and I must share it. Praise God. Peace and grace to y'all. And fish.
Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
Let's find out. 1, 2, 3.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? The world may never know.
Big medieval mess. Now, let me see. We should be here in, I'd say half an hour.
Who? Who? I'd like to know who.
I told you, Archimedes, I am not sure. All I know is that someone will be coming. Someone very important.
Pin feathers.
Fate will direct him to me so that I, in turn, may guide him to his rightful place in the world.
And you say he will arrive in half an hour. Well, we'll just see.
And you will, Archimedes, you will. Oh. He'll be, a boy. Small boy. 11, 12 years old. And scrawny little fella.
You know, the best-selling thriller from Da Vinci Code author Dan Brown is the new one is called, what is it called? Lost Symbol, right?
Lost Symbol.
Set in the nation's capital, and it's centered on the world's oldest and largest fraternity.
Brown's book has renewed interest in the Freemasons, and as Elaine Quijano tells us this morning, it is a secret society that is still very well represented in Washington.
John and Kieran, for all the conspiracy theories about Freemasons, this much is true. They can still be found at the highest levels of American government. From the Capitol to the White House, Freemasons throughout history have freely roamed the halls of power in Washington. 9 of the men who signed the Declaration of Independence were Freemasons, as were more than a dozen U.S. presidents, including George Washington, who famously laid the cornerstone of the Capitol building clad in his ceremonial Masonic apron. These days, Masons can still be found in powerful government positions. Masonic historian Arturo de Hoyos.
We have...
Lucifer, what is your problem?
Just that, sir.
Okay.
I'm a Christian, sir.
I'm pure and virtuous and wholesome and innocent. How can you say anything about me?
Sir, you need to be born again.
I am born again.
Now, did you just say that you were Lucifer?
I am Lucifer.
Okay, define Lucifer for me.
Pure, virtuous, wholesome, innocent individual that's out to help people.
Lucifer is?
Yeah.
Say that again. Lucifer is a pure, holy...
Virtuous.
Virtuous. Now, is he the Lucifer that God created?
That's the same one.
Oh, man, this is great. I'm going to put this on the internet.
Oh,
Amen.
God bless you,
Amen.
brother.
Because that's exactly what the Shriners and Masons teach, is that Lucifer is light.
No.
And you're,
Hey, what
you're
about those
confirming
hospitals?
it. You know what, sir? Jesus said, many will say to me on that day, Lord, Lord, we did not do these good deeds in your name. And you'll say, away from me, you workers of iniquity. I never knew you.
Jesus said it?
In Matthew chapter 5.
Mercy.
No.
That's hard to believe.
So you're a Christian and you don't know that. Actually,
No, I really am.
you are.
Because I'm pure and virtuous.
You're pure and virtuous, okay, yeah. In other words, you're perfect without Jesus, right?
No, 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 no.
Okay, tell me about Jesus. Who is Jesus?
But he's my leader.
Is he the Son of God?
Yes, he
Is he the only worshipful master?
Yes.
Have you ever been called worshipful master?
No, because I've just been too busy. I've been working.
Working.
Been working to help people.
What
like
kind
you.
of work? Okay.
Get out of here.
See, this is what a Mason confesses, is that Lucifer is light.
We thank thee for thy adjuration.
Have you been there for the ceremony with the cremation of care?
Frankly, I don't think that's something I need to talk to you about.
It is nestled among the redwoods, 2,700 acres of pristine land, broken down into dozens of camps, and for 2 weeks every July since the 1880s, they've been filled with some of the most wealthy and powerful men in the world. Many of them arrive on their corporate jets at the nearby Sonoma County Airport. Others arrive in fancy cars, which will fill the on-site parking lot. At its height, there is said to be more than 2,000 men who attend, and as you can imagine, they are well protected by a trove of police.
Yeah, I know. So we're out covering the protest, and we just wanted to see if there was anyone that could give us...
I would like you guys to get off the property, please.
There's no way we could just get an escort?
No, not at all, and I'll have the police come and arrest you if you don't leave.
Okay.
Access is by invitation only, and most pay more than $15,000 to attend.
We know for sure that Richard Nixon and Ronald Reagan sat down and had conversation about who was going to run for president when. And they made a deal.
Peter Phillips wrote his dissertation on the Bohemian Club in 1994 and was invited to attend for 4 days. He witnessed firsthand the opening event, the cremation of care, where the power elite leave their cares behind in a symbolic ceremony beneath Moloch the owl, seen in this photo. Jed Jankel says he was a paid employee of the Grove and drove the horse and buggy that carried the casket in the ceremony.
The casket represented their cares, and they would actually burn it in along the lake with music.
This is a place filled with secrets that only those who go inside and perhaps the trees will ever really know. But I was able to get my hands on some photographs that I want to show you just to give you a sense on what it looks like on the inside. This is a photograph of people who attend. As we mentioned, it is all men, and this is a photograph of some of them. This here was taken back in 1999. Colin Powell, the back of Donald Rumsfeld's head. And this is Thomas Keane. 2 years later, he would become head of the 9/11 Commission. Here's a picture. Newt Gingrich, Henry Kissinger's son, and another shot of Thomas Keane.
Here's a much younger Dick Cheney at the Grove. and Henry Kissinger having a little fun. I was also able to get my hands on several programs from previous years outlining
I see you're pouring some new ink here. What's up with this? I like it.
Well, right, I have to put some more
Stuff on it,
stuff on it because it's right now it's healing, but yeah.
And there, yes. What does it mean?
Sorry,
I'm all touching you.
It means a lot of different things, but I mean, it's what's important to me. I don't think it's not really for other people to really know about. It's not really for other people to really know about.
killers stalk the shadows. Legendary creatures, they wield unrivaled powers. Attack in silence and pierce the dark, inspiring fear and superstition. But now the mysteries surrounding these creatures are coming to light. They fiercely guard their secrets. These fearsome warriors are the owls. Death on the wing, champion hunters of the sky. One just as deadly, but with far different powers.
Owls. They amuse me, surprise me, even frighten me sometimes. But most of all, they intrigue me. It's just the way there's so much about them that we don't know. They're such a fabulous beast.
Since time immemorial, owls have held our imaginations. In children's stories, they are often portrayed as wise old birds. But in folklore, their reputation is far more sinister.
Hello, Moti. Moti. Good boy. It's incredible to think that on a really still night, this sound can be heard as far as 4 kilometers away. This fabulous sound has connected the owls all over the world to superstition, myth, and legend.
We fear what lurks in the night, and owls rule this shadowy realm. Superstition links owls to witches, their calls to misfortune, and their presence to imminent death.
Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God.
How's it going, guys? White Rabbit here. Today I'd like to talk to you about something that I've been researching pretty intently for the past few weeks, and it basically has to do with our